How does the college admissions office work? How do they get in some people but leave out others? Now, sure, they do want a higher GPA. They want someone who has a good SAT score. They want all of that, right? Good scores. But if everyone has good scores, who are they taking the most? Now, of course, you say the guy with more extracurriculars, the guy with more leadership positions. But I don't think that's it. Because after I went through a bunch of Harvard essays, a bunch of Yale essays, a bunch of these little essays, that people did, I came to the opposite conclusion. Sure, they had good grades, decent grades, really. It wasn't outstanding either. It was just okay, like normal. If you take a few APs in junior year and in senior year, okay, yeah, like you'll get there. That's what these people did. But the stuff they did outside of school was more interesting. They didn't have 5, 10 clubs they ran, or student council, whatever. They didn't do all of that. So here, I'll give you an example to put this across. Say I have a guy with a 4.2 GPA and a guy with a 4.0 GPA. Guy with 4.2 GPA, let's call him Jack. Guy with 4.0, let's call him Cam. So 4.2 GPA, or sorry, Jack, he got a 1500 on his SAT. Cam got a 1510. And keep in mind, this guy Cam has a lower GPA, 4.0. And Jack runs the student council. He's president of like 5 clubs. He volunteers at the local YMCA. Okay, cool. Pretty good guy. Okay, that's great. But then we have Cam. Cam runs one business outside of school. And he ran for student council, he didn't get it. He got vice president. Okay, cool. But this business he got, it has 3 employees. People working under him. It's outside of school, keep that in mind. It has 3 employees, full-time hired. He's the CEO. He puts effort into it every week, sorry. It's a YouTube channel. And it's been growing. He has an audience of about, let's say 6,000 people. And outside of that, Cam has also done research at the local university. Who do you think the college admissions would be more likely to choose? Oddly enough, every single time, it was the guy with the lower GPA, lower SAT score, but crazy good extracurriculars. So what does this tell you? Right now, tests are becoming optional. SATs, ACTs, all of that stuff is becoming very optional. You don't even need to submit it anymore. So what is all of that? What is all of that kind of strength going upon? It's going upon extracurriculars. It's going upon your GPA. So think about it like this. If it was split 20% GPA, 20% SAT, 20% ACT, all that, it was like that before. Now we have the SAT and ACT optional. So that's about 40% gone. So you have to split those two 40% between your GPA and extracurriculars. So now your GPA, let's say for example, is 40%. And now extracurriculars are also 40%. I don't know what the rest would be. I don't know how to do math, bro. But the general idea is that your extracurriculars have to be on top. I'm not saying take a bunch. I'm saying take 2. Start it early. If you're sophomore, junior, that should be early enough. And take it far. Start a business. Go rise ranks in some local, like, volunteering area. Go to your local hospital and shadow a doctor if that's what you're into. Go to a big company near you and ask them if you can, intern and take it far. Get all of these people, build good connections. And that's what they want now. You could do all right. You could do decent on your SAT. You could do decent on your GPA. If your extracurriculars are set, you are set. There's a bunch of little tiny things I can't really tell on here, but generally, that's the idea of it. It sounds so crazy to me now because, it should be the scores that matter. But now a bunch of studies have come out that these scores don't really matter at all. Like they were checking people's intelligence, and it's weird how all the people who dropped out of school are the most successful ones. It's weird. Now you might say they're outliers, but then why did all of them drop out? Every single one. That's not an outlier. That's not what an outlier would do. That's what happens in a statistically significant graph. where people are doing something that's common amongst the high performers. That I'm not saying you should drop out of school. I'm saying these guys found something outside of school that gave them an edge over everyone else. And that's why they're up here. If you follow what everyone else is doing, you're going to be at their level. If you take something, take it far, you're going to be up here. So what are you going to choose to do?